all right, everybody. The temple doors are open and the cleric is in his confessional. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Alec the Cleric. I'm a Borderlands and Wonderlands content creator, a YouTube editor, podcaster, and all-around funny dad who has no idea what he's doing when he plays games, but we have a lot of fun anyway. This is episode 10 of The Confessional, where we interview incredible and interesting people from all walks of life and places all around the world. And the best part about this show is that you, as a community member, you sitting there right now, listening to this or watching this, you can participate in the show. All you have to do is join our Discord server, !Discord. You can find links there to submit your questions ahead of time. Or if you would like to join us live, we do this show every Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/Alec the Cleric. If you are here live, all you have to do is type your question there into the chat, and my wonderful moderators will pick that up and give us those questions so that we can ask our guests. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter @ClericCast to see who will be coming up in the next week's episode so you can stay fully up to speed on all things confessional. And if you want to support the show just a little bit further, we now have a Patreon. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/theconfessional. There's a ton of really good support levels on there and some awesome rewards for you guys. So if you have a second, please do me a favor and go check out the Patreon. Consider supporting the show. It would really go a long way to helping us spread this thing. All right, enough of the boring intro stuff. Let's get right into this episode. Joining me for week 10, our 10th episode, is an absolutely amazing creator that I am so excited and honored to get a chance to talk to. He is a streamer, a content creator, a Twitch master, a controller of all the bacon, just an amazing guy, and I'm sure you guys are going to have a great time talking to him just like I am tonight. Please welcome the incredible Paskaroni. Pask, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well. Can you repeat those? I'm going to write them down right now. What was it again? All the good things I was?
Yeah, all the good things. He is a streamer. Content creator, master of bacon.
Master of bacon. Okay, Metallica. So we got Stranger Things. Got it. Go.
Yep, there we go. And just incredible all around guy, I think is what I said. I don't know. I'll check it in post.
Checks in the mail. Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. You doing well this evening?
I am. I just had a nice little piece of bacon, so I'm feeling pumped. I'm feeling pumped.
If you hadn't had a piece of bacon, I was going to be very disappointed. So
yeah, I had bacon, so I'm doing good.
That is excellent. Well, why don't you start off first of all just by telling our audience out there who may not have seen you before or who you are and a little bit of what you do.
That's a good question. So a long time ago, my parents, they fell in love in art school, and then 9 months later, I came out. And I'm an art person. And my brother's an art person, so we're artsy fartsies. And I was a graphic designer for many years. And I walked away from a newspaper job because I didn't like it. I went and did some other stuff, and then I got a new gig at an agency. And 1 month later, COVID happened, and I lost my job from COVID. And I didn't know what to do. I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. But I was watching this guy called Killer 6 on YouTube, and I played Borderlands. I played lots of video games growing up. My mom got me a Telstar, which was a Coleco weird 3-sided video game system. If anybody knows what that thing is, it had a steering wheel, it had a revolver, and it had the paddles, and it was a really old archaic black and white system. I've had systems all the way through. And so I was playing video games with COVID, and I was kind of bored, and I saw this guy, Killer 6, and he said something about Twitch. I had no idea what Twitch was about. And I don't know about you, Alec. Like, when was the first time you heard about Twitch?
Oh, Lord. God, that must be at least 10 years ago, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't. See, I'm not like that. I didn't know what Twitch was, and I said, okay, I'm going to go find out what this Twitch thing is about. And I said, hey, I kind of like this, and I know what Killer looked like, and I thought, this is kind of cool. And I can play video games, and I can have fun, and I can make new friends, and I'm not doing anything right now. So a year and a half ago, I went live for the first time, and I was like, this is kind of fun. It's kind of lonely because I was by myself doing it, but I had a lot of fun. And now a year and a half later, and lots of Baconators, come and watch me play, and we interact and have fun, and we're kind of here at this point now where don't know where I'm going to do with my stream, but I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So I'm kind of, in a nutshell, mom, dad, bacon, me, video games, killer, you, we're here, done.
This is where we're at.
This is where we're at right here.
That's amazing. I did not even realize that your journey had just started over a year and a half ago. That's amazing. So
Yep.
what then, since obviously Killer 6 and finding out what Twitch was your inspiration to check it out, what was your motivation to just go ahead and do it? Because a lot of content creators out there, when they first get started, especially with Twitch, they find it so hard to push that go live button for the first time. What made you want to push that go live button to actually give this thing a decent go? And like, what made you stay, I guess, is the other question that I have, since you're so new to this.
That's a good question. Like, I've told people the story that for 25 years, now I'm 50, so I'm a little bit older than the average Twitch streamer, but for a good portion of my adult life, I had to be the serious person. I had to get a job, be the dad, be the husband, do the work around the house. But I didn't get to blow off steam the way I wanted to, and I was always a kind of a nut bar in school. So I lost that. In college, I lost that feeling of just hanging out with people, being kind of goofy. Somebody says something about, I don't know, getting majorly suntanned on Twitter, and then they come into my post, and then all of a sudden we just pop up with, "Hello, Alec. How you doing? I didn't wait when you were taking the drink of pop."
Oh my
So
god!
I will. Yeah, he's in a suit today. He's in a suit. Look
I
at that.
saw that. Alec the
we got a
Tic Tac
suit.
is looking
Alec
very
the Tic
dapper.
Tac's in a suit. So I can do nutty things again that I didn't do for a long time, and Twitch gives me that opportunity to kind of be a nut bar. Somebody has a birthday, I will sing to them really weirdly. I can't sing, but I'll do it. If we want to talk about something that's off, kind of humorous, we talked taxes today, which was really just a code for like sexy talk. So
There you go.
we can talk weird things, have fun experiences. When something comes out of left field and it's in my head, we can make some laughs. My mission is to make people laugh. So I know at the beginning it was hard because I didn't have a lot of people, and I did it wrong. I did the whole thing really wrong. But as it grew and more people came in, that kind of fueled the fire. And watching people like yourself, like the bigger content creators, everybody, when they start off, they're always looking at somebody higher than them going, I want to be there. And that's what kept me going. Every time I went live, play my music in the background for 5 minutes before I went live, get myself pumped up, turn on live, talk to those 1, 2, maybe 3 people, that were with me at the very beginning. And eventually when you get a little bit farther up, then it's like, okay, more people are coming in. I'm doing it. Now I'm getting more fuel. I can do more fun stuff. I can get them to laugh again. So that to me was like the growth aspect. And then constantly looking at people in what they're doing to say, okay, I like what they're doing, and now I want to do something. I want to up the ante. Somebody did a crazy voice, I want to do a crazy voice. Someone did something that they're acting, I want to do something even funnier. So it's not like it's a challenge, but it's like trying to keep up with everybody or trying to surpass them to see what they'll do, and that's what gets me going. If I can make you smile, then I've done my job. I don't care what the numbers are, but as long as I can make somebody go, hey, you know what? I had a good day today. I had a really bad day. I was going to say something bad, but I'll clean up for podcasts.
You can swear on this show. It's
yeah,
fine.
that's okay.
I do it all the time.
If you had a really bad day and I can make you smile, then that fuels me, and I can sit there and say, okay, I did my job. Mission statement done. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
I really like that, and that kind of leads me into, well, a question that I had, but also this question comes from the community. It's our first question of the night. It's from Without a Net. Without a Net would like to know, what elements, in your opinion, are there to have a good community? And I want to also tag on something with that question, because I feel like you have a very unique approach to streaming in the sense of like you take a lot of time to invest into your community and your people, like doing stuff like your question of the day where you guys just, and then the times where you guys just sit and talk and all of this. You put a very heavy emphasis, less so on the game that you're playing and more on the community around you. So without that leads into without a net's question of like what to you makes a good community, and then my question to tag on to that is why do you feel like it's important, I guess, to have such a community around you?
Um, it's this is gonna sound really like I try to make it so that it's always about us. It's a we thing. It's not a me thing. But I've always jokingly said this is always about me. And there is something about that. There is truth that I want it to be. We're doing this for personal reasons. Every single person that's a content creator doesn't go out there and say, "Well, I'm going to do this for the betterment of everybody else." In the fact that it's going to be all about them, it's about me. I want to showcase who I am, and along for the ride, you're gonna come along with me, and I want you to be part of that experience. So it's kind of this weird inward outward where it's like it's about me, and I want to showcase the nuttiness and the happiness, and but in the same regards, you're going to get something out of it. I'm going to get something out of it from you. When somebody says something in chat that says whether it's good or bad or whatever, I'm going to take something from it, and I'm going to say, okay, how can I change that person's opinion, or how can I even bolster it to the next level? So the element effect, I would say, I'm trying to share an experience. You know what I mean? So it's being a cheerleader. It's showcasing, okay, I've really had a bad day. How can you guys cheer me up? And if somebody else has a bad day, how can I cheer you up? So it's always a teeter-totter effect. Balance of everybody in chat as the streamer, and we're just going to keep going back and forth. If that makes any kind of sense. I don't know if that really answered her question, because I know it's elements, but really ultimately I'm trying to get everybody to be it's going to be a common theme. Smiling, happy. You've come out of my stream and you're a lot better than you were coming out, or if you're already great, then we feel like we're going to put an extra little sheen, a little gloss coat on you as you walk out of the stream. So I don't know if that answered it properly, but it's really a back and forth. It's not just to me, but it kind of is. It's not just the chat, but it kind of is. And I've always said we're a big circle. You've got one circle, I've got a circle. And, if I can amalgamate Alec the Cleric circle with the, Paskaroni circle, then we're stronger together. You've got a stream, I've got a stream. Everybody's kind of merged together, and we kind of go from there, really. So
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. No, I think that answered it perfectly. That's really awesome to hear because, huh?
I'm getting all verklempt. I'm getting a runny nose because I'm so excited about this. You guys bring the best out of me.
It's true though that like a lot of times not a whole lot of emphasis is too much is put on one side or the other, and so
Yeah.
I like the way that you described it being this teeter totter, this balance effect between both community and yourself, and where it is equal parts about the community as it is about the streamer themselves. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So what advice would you probably have for someone then who is trying to grow a community through these connections and through being a streamer? Like, how did you do that, or what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out on that level?
That's probably the biggest thing that we keep repeating here, and that's don't do what I did.
Okay, well now we need to hear this.
This don't do what I did, which is not network. The biggest thing that I would suggest to anybody that's starting off, and I think that's a growing trend that it's been kind of our battle flag here with the Baconators. People will whisper and say, hey, so and so is at 28, somebody is at 78, or somebody's at 133, and we're trying to get them to hit milestones. So for the first 4 months from January of last year through April, I had struggled so bloody hard. And I remember those times of like just saying, I want to give up, because this is like, I'm watching other people and they're just acing it every time. And I thought to myself, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing everything I thought they were doing, but I wasn't realizing that I'm not supposed to be mimicking somebody else. I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What's my mission statement? What makes me me?
Mm.
And unfortunately, I wasn't doing the networking with a lot of people that I should have. And I wasn't making those connections so that when I finally would raid with like 4 people, that raider, the person I would go in and that streamer that I would go raid, they say, "Oh, Paskaroni, I didn't know that you streamed." They knew who I was, but they didn't know who I was as a streamer. They just thought I was another viewer. Didn't make the connections. And as of late, we've been doing a lot of trying to educate younger streamers to say, okay, we know you got to get your 3 average, your 50, and your 25 hours in. And I don't know if that's changed. It might have now, but that's what it was for me. We can give you 50. If we can try and get bacon errors 50, I'll eat beans all day to get people to hit a milestone. Get them to watch them. Give them 15 minutes. That's the thing that we always say. Give them 15 minutes. Go watch them. There's some really good, talented people. Unfortunately, there's so many now in this Twitch community. It's hard, that blade of grass is a lot smaller than the big tall ones, so they don't ever get looked at from our vantage point. So try to get those little blades some exposure that way, and then let them go from there. And it's all, I keep telling them, network, whether it's Twitter, Discord, go do some YouTube shorts, some Instagram reels. If you're gonna do Facebook, do something. Get out there and do it. Don't just think that you're gonna go stream by clicking the button, go live, and then all of a sudden everybody's gonna come flooding in. You got to do some homework. You really do. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing for me, is just the networking thing. Since then, things have taken off. People like yourself and big content creators have come to me and graciously rated me, which I in turn then rate to other people and say, okay, when you get bigger, this is my promise. You got to promise me you're going to now turn around and do the exact same thing to that next wave of people that are coming up. So trying to just educate people. Twitch doesn't do it well.
No.
But we're trying to now to say, okay, look, they want to make their money, but they're not making it easy for us. Let's try and help that next wave so they can get to affiliate. And then who knows, like if they're going to be the next big, blowout Twitch superstar, who knows? But just network, get exposure, do the work, because you're going to have to put the hours in. I know that there's hours invested before you go live. And I know, did Bad Karma did he say the hours he puts in? Because I thought he said something like 3 or 4 hours per 1 hour of streaming time.
I think that was either Pask or that was Quag. I can't remember which one who said that, but one of them did.
I know for me personally, every hour I stream, there's 2 hours off camera that I have to put in. That's a 2-to-1 ratio is for somebody my size. 2-to-1 is easy. So if I stream twice a day, 4 hours in the afternoon and another 3-4 hours in the evening, there's hours that I have to compensate for that. The evening one's not so much. The afternoon one is my bread and butter, so that's at least another 7-8 hours that I have to do networking and keeping up with everything else, see what the trends are, all that stuff. So you got to put that work in. So
no, that is incredible advice, because that is something that Twitch does not tell you about, and it's not something that gets talked about enough either. I feel like, where the amount of work that goes into streaming, it's not just sit in front of a camera and be funny and play a video game. Like it's a full-time, it can be a full-time gig and not pay you full-time money.
Exactly.
like just with the amount of work that you put into it. So that is hella good advice. I love that. Well, let's take some questions from the community, because we've got quite a few rolling in here. So first off, let's start with Big Nath Gaming. Big Nath Gaming would like to know, what would be your mascot if bacon and coffee did not exist?
Ooh, that's a great question. He's been thinking about that too. Thank you, Big Nath. If I said Andy Samberg, he would hug me right now. No. Mascot. Good question. It would be food related still. It would be food related. Geez, I'm gonna be writing that down. That might be a question of the day soon. I would say not bacon and not. I would go with a bear.
A bear.
I would
Okay.
go with a bear. I'm sorry, I'm switching my mind. I was gonna go food, and I'm like, I can't go food. I'm gonna go with a bear. Canadian, kind of burly, kind of hairy, kind of like me.
For sure. For sure.
Uh, yeah, I'll go with a bear.
I'm on board with this. I'm on
Yeah,
board with this. Now I kind of want to see what Paskaroni's bear would look like.
yeah.
That
Well,
just
it'll be on my other shoulder when I get that second tattoo, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's going to be something we're going to talk about here in a minute too. But first of all, another question from the community. Binme3331 would like to know if you could choose a video game universe to live in, what would you choose and why?
Grand Theft Auto 5. I would go just Grand
Oh,
Theft Auto 5. I wouldn't go the whole. Well, that's not true. I would go Vice City because I like the vibes from Vice City, but Grand Theft Auto is the sandbox that just kind of pulled me in. What was it, 99 when 3 came out?
mm-hmm.
And I just. It was something different. And it was something where you play the scenario. If I could be in a video game, what kind of video game character would I be? I would always think, okay, either Nico Bellic from 4, or would I go as one of the characters from 5? They're almost like livable worlds, and I know there's some great titles now that have even expanded on that, but Grand Theft Auto was that one that first suckered me in, and I would say, okay, it would have to be Grand Theft Auto for that.
I love how there was no hesitation there at
Nope,
all whatsoever.
nope,
Just instantly Grand Theft Auto.
yep,
I love that.
yep.
I love that. Well, there you go, Bidman. Grand Theft Auto. Next up, we have Slick Shadow. Slick Shadow wants to know because of the philosophy you were just talking about when it comes to community building and stuff like that, is that why you tend to gravitate towards co op games? And would that be why you and your other content creators that have good communities play those style of games, you think?
Uh, it- p- Partly yes and no. For me, it's kind of weird because I watched other content creators that did a lot of really good co-op, and like they have it kind of nailed down to a T, and I'm still trying to catch up with that. For me, I like to pause because I like to try and read all of my chat, and I like to try and keep everybody involved. And
Hmm.
it's very hard for me to do that while I'm playing a co-op game. So I find that there's, as much as I love having people join and having a lot of fun as we play together, I still struggle in the fact that I cannot keep up with my chat. And that to me is very important. And I know I get ribbed because sometimes I will miss somebody in their chat and they'll say, oh, you missed it again. But for me, it's really important that, sometimes they want to be heard. And I will look back at my VOD afterwards and go, oh crap, I missed a really important thing. And it might be something silly, but sometimes it's something very endearing too. They had something they had to get off their chest, and this was their avenue to get it off. And if I'm busy playing, having fun, and I'm not kind of catching, so it's a weird catch-22 that I love to do it. It brings the community involved, but for me, I'm still struggling on that to try and make sure that I'm always still watching my chat and trying to keep everybody kind of in the loop there. So
Okay. Okay. No, that
yeah,
is that makes total sense. That makes total sense because it's a lot harder, I think, than a lot of people realize to keep up with chat and focus on the game and stuff. And
yeah.
when it comes to co-op games, that can be nigh impossible. I mean,
It-
especially like with the stuff that you do with like Arms Race and things like that. Like those games are tough enough without having to focus the chat as well. So
yeah, and I know it probably didn't really answer the question 100%, but I think also if somebody's looking at doing co-op with their community, make sure that you have a firm grasp on your streaming already. So you got to be comfortable with that stuff, because if it becomes a little bit awkward, that's where people can sense when you're having a bad day in that. So
mm,
you want to be able to make sure that you're already baby steps, right? Okay, I can stream, I can do just chatting. I mean, I've done cooking, so I mean, I've done multiple things. But once you get into things where you involve now the community as well, you have to be mindful that you never know when someone's going to all of a sudden have technical issues and they're blown out. So now you got to add somebody else into the queue, or Discord decides to not work with the audio levels. So there's a
hmm.
bunch of other things you have to consider as well. It's not always going to work 100% as well. From your experience as a streamer as well, you never know when co-op all of a sudden kind of rears its ugly head, and you have to deal with the myriad of other problems as well. So baby steps for that stuff too. So if the question is like bringing your community together, make sure that you're already well on top of like being comfortable when something goes awry. So
Gotcha. I gotcha. I like that. I like that. All right, we got another question from Comfortably Dumb. Comfortably Dumb would like to know what life experiences or lessons or events do you feel best prepared you to be a successful streamer?
Ooh, I don't know if I've been successful yet, but
I would say so.
thank you, Comfy. That's a really good question. Okay, wait a sec. So, what life experiences? Okay, repeat the question again. Sorry, I just got this
I'll
whole.
rephrase the question a little
Okay.
bit. Is there anything that you can think of that happened to you that has kind of prepared you to become a streamer?
Okay, so for myself personally, I know a lot of people they'll say, I can't. I want to stream, but I'm shy. I want to showcase my stuff, but I'm a little bit more introverted than I broke out of that shell again because, like I said, for a long time I didn't do it, but I was a goofball. You know, I was always in the back of the classroom. I was never I wasn't the popular kid. I was just kind of a seat filler. But I did MC pep rallies in my high school. I did MC a fashion show. I tried to do things out of my comfort level to see where I stood because I was really impressed with people that would get up on stage and act in front of like 1,000 students. And
Hmm.
they're all, we would all like make fun of them. And then I realized, you know what? That takes a lot of cojones to get up there and do Hamlet or something. And it kind of inspired me in a way.
As an ex
And
theater kid, I'll thank you now for that. So,
yeah, hey, I told you, I was always impressed. There was one kid named Peter who got picked on in high school, but he could act like nobody else. Like I hope he went, I don't know, Stratford, Ontario, or someplace and did it. But it kind of inspired me to say, you know what? There's something more to this mocking somebody that's actually doing something they're passionate about. And as I went through my working career, I had opportunities to be in front of people to make presentations, to be in front of cameras when I had to do interviews for car shows and that. When I worked for an auto company, I ended up being the PR person and kind of working in front of a actual news camera. So all of a sudden, there I was on the 6 o'clock or 11 o'clock news, fielding questions. So there were some life experiences where I was exposed to that kind of stuff, where other people might not be able to. And if you haven't and you want to still do streaming, there is you don't have to stream with the cam. You don't have to have all the stuff that everybody else has. If you feel comfortable to just stream and you can still talk into a microphone and you can answer questions, then do it. You don't have to have a camera in front of you if you feel like you're camera shy. And you'll find that eventually you will get into the rhythm of where you want to be in streaming, and then that way there you're making your own experiences. You're not having to rely on somebody else's experience or not having the experience from years past. So if anybody's willing to do something like that, just take a step. You never know. Play some music before you go live. I play music for 5 minutes before I stream. I always play some pumping music to get me kind of worked into a frenzy, and then I can go live. So
no, that's good, and it's funny. Like, I compare it to almost like you ever hear professional baseball players or people like that have this have their pregame routine, right, where they have to, I don't know, kick their locker a certain number of times or do a certain number of push-ups or something like that. We all have that kind of a thing too. I mean, I've got my own pregame routine that I have to do before I can even
yeah,
think about turning that
exactly.
camera on. So,
And if it's something that you can build into as a regiment, that's it. You got to either a mantra. Sometimes people will say something like, "Okay, today's the day. I'm going to have an awesome stream." Like even if you're just saying positive reinforcements to yourself before you go live, whatever it takes. Do a little bit of a drawing, play some games beforehand just to get yourself loosened up. Whatever it takes to get your mind kind of in that zone, because I am who I am outside. In real life, I am so and so. But here I'm Paskaroni. So I put on this uniform, this cloak of who I am here. And when I turn the cameras off and I go upstairs and say hi to my wife when she comes home from work, I'm so and so. I'm just this guy and she'll say, "How was your stream?" I said, "Hey, we did this and that and this and that." But then I'm cooking and I'm cleaning the house and all that fun stuff. So again, it's a persona too, right? So don't carry it with you. Just put it on, and when you're done, you take it off, and there you go.
for sure, for sure.
Acting.
I love it. I love it. Now, this is a super important question that has come up from multiple people in the chat. They all need to know what Paskaroni's hype music is. And before you answer, we have some guesses here in the chat. And I don't normally do this, but I feel like some of these guesses are way too good
I've seen
not
some of
to
them, and I'm laughing.
not to put out there. Like things like Lil Wayne have been brought
I
up.
laughed at Comfy's Little Wayne. No, sorry.
The
Nothing.
Beatles, possibly.
Nope.
Dolly Parton was
Nope.
another one.
Nope.
Polka seems to be a
Polka is actually really good, and I'm really pissed off with one company that I use for their DMCA free music stuff because I don't pay the premium, and they took the polka music off it, so I'm kind of bummed out because polka music and Borderlands works really well together. For anybody that wants to have music in their background, polka music's amazing. It is so uplifting, and it's like an RNG. It's like an RNG like super device. So if you want like pro legendary stuff, just play polka music. Pro tip, everybody.
That's amazing. So don't keep us in suspense any longer. What is Paskaroni's hype music?
Mostly I'll play Nightwish, which is a symphonic.
There you go.
Yep, I'll play symphonic metal music. Nightwish is a Finnish rock band that has a Dutch lead singer, Floor Jansen, and I'm Finnish and I'm Dutch. So as a Canadian, I just feel like that is my band, and I will play anything from Nightwish, and I will play it real loud. It's like really loud in this room, and after a few minutes, I get the blood pumping, and then I'm good to go live, and there we go. So
that's fantastic.
Nightwish,
Excellent
everybody
choice.
should be listening to it.
I love Nightwish. I absolutely adore that band. So I definitely approve, and I think chat does as well. So Nightwish it is. That's good stuff. All right. Beef Squatch 5000 would like to know, what time do you wake up and when do you sleep? Because I feel like Paskaroni has endless bounds of energy to stream twice a day and work in between. So
I don't sleep. I don't sleep at all. My average is about 3 hours.
There you go.
Or a morning, I guess. I shouldn't say night because it's technically the morning. So I've had lousy sleep for about 30 years now, and I've just gotten used to it. Now, I drink a lot of coffee to keep myself going. But for me, it's 2, 3 in the morning. Saying that it's just a bad sleeping habits, or CPAP machine that I have to use, which now I've gone on a year with a recall with this last one that I'm working on. The other side to it, and I'll harken back to what Killer 6 said 2 weeks ago. And I will put this in perspective for anybody that wants to. If you're a young or starting streamer, and you say, "Hey, I want this. This is what I want," and if you just like go live and say, "Okay, where's my 200,000 followers? Where's my average 400 viewers a day?" That's not going to happen overnight. And he said, you have to put in some work. You have to put in the grind. And it rang through my head. It's like, that's all I've been doing the last 4 or 5 months. Is just, again, I've got work that I have to do in real life. I've got to be the husband and the father and everything else. So all that stuff I have to fit in a 24-hour window. But on top of it, I want to follow other streamers and give them support. I want to get my content ready. I want to socialize. I want to network. I got to do artwork on the side. There's a lot of things that I have to do, and I've been grinding real hard. So again, for anybody that wants to start, it's not going to happen like that. You have to put in the work, and sometimes that means when you want to go to sleep, and you should. Sleep is important. But sometimes you got to put a little extra work in. So that means you might have to, instead of like watching a movie, sit down and do some work. Or you might have to stay up a little bit later. You might have to wake up a little bit earlier. So that's what I've been doing as of late. So Beef, for me, the grind has been trying to grow my community, and I've got goals. I mean, I'll be honest. I know we talk about this all the time about numbers and all that stuff. I do have goals, and I'm trying to meet them. And sometimes that means being up until 2 or 3 in the morning and kind of putting some work in. So
yeah, I like that. It's a lot more work than a lot of people realize, I think.
Yep.
It really is. But as long as you are willing to put in the work, that's when good things will come. And I I've got to commend you on the fact that you've only been doing this for just over a year and a half, and you're at the place that you're at, because for a lot of people it takes a lot longer. So I mean, you've definitely got something special there.
There,
That's for
there's
sure.
a there's something about balance,
Mm,
and I know we talked about this before, and I've always considered something about a need and want system. You want to be something, but you always have to need to be something when it comes to being in your whatever your goal is. And I've said this before, like what is your short term, your midterm, and your long term goals, and it's all based on balance. You want to have the best computer and the fanciest webcam and mic and all that stuff. You don't need it though. So
mm.
again, keep that in mind that you don't need all this fancy stuff. You just need enough to get going. And a lot of people don't realize that. They say, "I got to spend all this money." Well, you need to also live your life as well. So there's a lot of balance there as well. So sleep, yes, you need sleep, but sometimes you need to balance and say, you know what, I need to grind a little bit too. So get your sleep in. I'm not saying be insomniacs, but make sure that you if you want to grow, you got to put in the work.
For
So
sure.
yeah.
For sure. All right. Well, I have another question for you, and this is one that I really like, especially since we're on this topic of balance. This is what I am affectionately referring to as the burnout question, because I have asked this of every guest that I've had on so far, and that is this whole concept of burning out, which is something that a lot of people struggle with when it comes to content creation. Is this something that you've experienced yet in your journey? I know your journey is still pretty new, considering that it's only been a year and a half or so. But have you felt those feelings of burnout? And if so, how were you able to combat it?
I That's a phenomenal question because everybody's going to hit it in some form or another. And I know I'm going to be coming at it in a weird way because of my age. And
Mm,
I am not at the point where if I was, in a month I'll be 51. But, if I was 21 or 31, I'd have, looking back, I would have had, you know, college to pay off, house to buy, kids to raise, a wife. Yeah, I mean, there's all those things. So as a younger content creator, burnout might happen in a different form than somebody like myself. I'm on the back end of working, so for somebody if you're in your 40s or 50s and you've kind of gone over the work hump,
mm,
yes, you still have to pay bills. Taxes are always going to be a thing, but it's a little bit different. But yet, I still hit burnout, and I've said, before, I'm fine, and then all of a sudden I'm not fine, and I'm hurting, and why am I feeling these emotions that I didn't think I was supposed to feel? And I think it's really important sometimes to just say, you know what, I need to, and chat will even say, hey, take a break. But there's always that feeling like I got to be on, I got to sit there and I got to entertain the troops. I got to be there for everybody. And they'll tell you, chat will tell you, we're okay. We'll still be here. Don't worry. Take a break.
mm.
Because if you're not going to be 100% on, you're not doing yourself any good. You're not going to be at point with your viewing audience. They're going to sniff that out too. They're going to say you're not 100%. We can smell it. You're not acting the same way. So I've had a few times now. I've learned to, like, when I don't feel like I need to stream, hey, I'm not going to stream tonight. Sorry, I can't do it tonight. I'm a little bit off. I'll be back. Don't worry. We've got this. But it happens to everybody, and it's okay to say, you know what? I'm tired today. I can't stream. I just, for whatever reason, don't worry. If you've built a good community, they'll be there for you. They want you to be 100%. Because if it's not a good community, they're not going to say that. But if you built a good community, and everybody does, they build a good community, they're going to say, you know what? We want you at your 100% best. So don't feel like you have to force yourself because you're not doing anybody any favors in the long run. So
Amen to that.
yeah.
Amen to that. That's the hardest thing too, especially when you're on that grind and you're wanting this to be successful, and you're wanting to, like you said, match up with people that you look up to and everything like that. It is hard to take a step back and realize, okay, I need a day for me, or I need a day of rest or something, because it just feels wrong. It
Yeah.
feels like if I take a
You
step
feel
back
guilty.
now, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But
And look at it another aspect too. Like, look at it as like a planet. I've always thought, okay, the bigger planets, I will look at planet K6. That's a weird planet, but there's a planet K6 out there, and then there's planet Pask, and planet Pask is this, and planet K6 is this. Now, planet K6, everybody, took many years to form, so I can't look at that and go, I'm going to be exactly the same because I've only been doing this for a little bit of time. Eventually, hopefully, I will get to be bigger. But gravitational pull on planet K6 is because he's put the work in, and it's 10 years in the making. And I don't want to say that I use him as an example, but he's put the work in. So I mean that gravitational pull, and that don't feel like you have to compare yourself with somebody. Like if you're starting off with 50 people and somebody else has 500 people, and you're looking apples to apples, you can't do that. So just give yourself the break and be true to yourself, and take your time to rest in that, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
That is a solid answer. Absolutely solid. I love that. All right, let's grab a couple more from the community here. Six Crow would like to know, when did you realize that you had something special with the Baconators community? And yes, you have created something special here, Pask.
I thought I was gonna go a different route when I first started streaming.
Oh, really?
I really thought I was gonna be in a different. I thought I was gonna go a different route. I really didn't. I know I'm not a builder. I don't build. I don't do instructional videos. I don't do any of that stuff. But I really thought I was gonna be more of like still as a quote unquote video game entertainer, opposed to what I really am now, which is video games is kind of the vehicle that we use, but really it's more about just keeping tabs with everybody, birthdays, and people going on vacations, getting new jobs, getting a new house, whatever. Sometimes when somebody's sick or whatever. So mine's really just chatting with video games as a camouflage. So I thought it was always going to be video game based, and I had to be like this Borderlands creator, and I had to do this and that, and I've realized that I can play whatever game I want, and I basically, as long as I say jokingly, as long as I can pause the game and I can keep up with chat, then really it's not the video game aspect. It's more of just the being with the group, and having fun times and talking about something, and we can go on a weird tangent about cereal or whatever. So it's just chatting, folks. It really is. I use video games as a ruse. So that's where it is. I mean, the community, it's because we all hang out together, and we chat together. Video games, I could be playing, whatever, and as long as we can talk, that's. So I always thought it was going to be video games, and really, it's not. It's about us congregating together as a family, really, and just kind of keeping up tabs with each other and having fun. So
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. I absolutely love that. Hazmat Man 98 in the chat would like to know, how long did it take you to get a schedule down with how hectic life can be at times? Because that's something that he is struggling with at the moment, is maintaining a constant streaming schedule.
it will. That's hard. That's hard because I mean I naturally I try to fight with everybody else in the morning slot. I always think of it like radio. There's the morning crew, and now I'm the afternoon crew, and then there's the evening drive, the afternoon drive group. And I found that statistically, now this is something that we haven't talked about yet, but I will look in the background. So again, going back to numbers and stuff, I don't care about how many people I have on when I stream. Really important to not look at that crap. Don't fall for that. And everybody says it. Every single streamer, folks, every one of you, listen up. Every streamer has said, don't look at the numbers. Don't look at the numbers. What I do look at afterwards is I'll look at the analytics. And I love looking at analytics. And I find out where all my people are coming from, what times I'm getting good hits for people coming in. And I found that switching my shift from like a 10 in the morning, I used to go 6 hours, like 10 to 4, and just taking 2 hours off of it and going from 12 to 4 actually did better.
Wow.
More hours didn't mean anything to me. Actually, less hours meant actually better rates. So for me, it's really important to just look at some of the better information that Twitch does give you on your dashboard. So I will look at things on my channel analytics, and I'll say, okay, I know where people are feeding from. And lo and behold, if I scroll down right now, Which channels have viewers in common with mine? Well, look at that. With 42% right now, it's Alec the Cleric. I wonder what I should be doing right now. Well, what I should be doing is going to Alec's channel, which I do, and I watch to see what he does. And I look to see what chat does, and I say, okay, what is it there that he's doing or what they're saying that works in my realm? Or if I look at somebody else, say, I really like how that person is, but they're fifth on my list. What am I going to do to kind of change that so I can grow my community more like theirs? Because I feel like that's going to fit with. So for a lot of the stuff, for me, when it comes to scheduling and that, I don't care about the times as much as I looked at the analytics. The analytics was telling me when I should be going on and who I was getting, the bulk of my group. So make sure when you're looking at numbers and that, folks, don't look at that. Oh, look, I got, 30 some viewers today, or I clocked in an average of 29 or whatever. Don't look at that stuff. Look at the analytics down below. That's what you should be looking at. And you're going to understand, hey, maybe I'm flexible with my time and I can go from 2 until 4 o'clock, and that's going to serve me a lot better than going 8 hours a day. So I hope that answered it. I mean, that was long-winded, but analytics is the key, folks.
No, that's true. Like, it's funny. Not enough. I think every streamer loves to talk about how numbers is not important, but so few talk about the analytics side of it and how that can actually help you a lot. So yeah, don't focus on the numbers, but do what Pask said. Everybody do what Pask said. Look at your analytics.
Eat bacon.
Yeah, eat bacon. That's
Eat
it.
bacon.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, no, but look at those analytics. Look where you might be able to fill a gap, and that will take you a lot of places as far as your schedule goes, for sure.
Don't look at the money. Don't look at the other stuff. Who cares about that stuff? Look at the analytics. That's where you're going to grow.
For sure.
And it helps.
For sure. All right, couple more here from the community. Cola Dash would like to know, who would have been the better prime minister, Mr. Dress Up or the Friendly Giant?
Oh shoot! Who's okay, that's the hardest question. Oh, jeez. Well, one had Casey and Finnegan. The other one had the giraffe and the rooster. Who would win in a fight?
There you go. Maybe that's the better question.
That's
who would win in a fight.
Who would win in a song off? I would have to give it. What was his name? Ernie Coombs, who I believe was not even Canadian. I think he was from New York, but he was beloved. He was a beloved mainstay in my childhood. So I would have to probably tip my cap to Mr. Dress Up. Mm-hmm. I had a joke one time of who would win in an undercard, because like UFC is so big now, and I had a joke. Sure. I had a joke about who would be the on an undercard, Mr. Rogers or Mr. Dress Up, and it's like this thing where the joke never landed because 75% of my audience is American. They don't even know who Mr. Dress Up really is. So it's just like it fell flat, and it was a joke that never landed. So anyhow, I would say Mr. Dress Up. That was a great question, though.
That is a solid question.
Yep, I love that question.
I love that.
Okay, all right, that's question of the day.
Oh, there you go. You've just given Paskaroni his new question of the day. I love it. I love it. Well, we got another one from Steam Gray here. Steam Gray would like to know, if you could choose to do a collab with a small group of streamers, no more than 3 or 4, what game would you choose to play, and who would you absolutely want to play with that normally would be difficult for you to do so?
A lot of which game? Does it have to be a small game, or does it have to be a...
No, I think it's anything you want.
Any game. Any game. So many people have been bugging me to play Fortnite.
Oh.
Yeah. So I would probably say Fortnite because it's out of my comfort zone and I don't want to play it. So I would say, okay, I'll play Fortnite. Which streamers? Do I have to give names to actual streamers?
I mean, that's part of the question. If you have some people that you would like...
Amaranth.
There you go.
She's small, right?
Yeah, no, tiny. I don't think I've ever heard of that person before.
I would probably look. What I do a lot of times is I will just browse, and I will browse Borderlands 3, and I'll browse the Wonderlands community, and I try to find people that have 1 or 2 viewers, and I try to add them as a potential that I will like to raid. So I will look at them for 10-15 minutes. And say, okay, I like this person. That this is gonna be somebody that I'm gonna raid, because I will raid somebody big that I owe because they raid me, but I'll raid people that I like, which are in my core group, and then I'll raid people that are little. And sometimes it's a community invited person say, "Hey, I know somebody. They're small. They're just struggling. So let's help them out." And I'm say, "Sure." And sometimes I just do it myself. So I would probably pick a few people that were like just like one or two viewers. So I won't name names because I mean, that's kind of hard to say, but I would probably say some people that would be like first timers because I was there. Everybody that streams, you were there at that point where you were like, please, if I could just have like one person come in and make my day. It's such a good feeling when somebody comes in. You can tell that they're like choked up because like you come in with X number of people and they go, oh my goodness, this is so big, and it's just this feeling of love and just admiration, and just they open up, right? And I would say I would pick 2 or 3 people from us, that have like 50 followers, 20 followers, and they only have 1 or 2 people, and come play with us and have fun. So that would be my answer.
That's a beautiful answer. I love that answer. I really love that answer. All right. I've got another question for you, Pask, and I know that this is something that you have been just absolutely gearing up for this entire day. So I think I'll put you out of your misery right now and just ask you, Paskaroni, if you were an ice cream, what flavor would you be and why?
Vanilla bean.
I'd like
vanilla bean.
Okay, why? Why vanilla bean?
It's actually my true answer because everybody would challenge me on this. I would like to take every flavor, a little bit of each flavor, and blend it together and see what it would be as an ultimate flavor, and that would be my answer. But then I realized that would probably just look like garbage. So I don't want it. To me, it could be everything or just something very simplistic. If you can get a very good vanilla bean, it's a clean taste. It's not anything flashy, but damn, if it tastes good, then that's like lights out for me. So all's the ice cream, moon-based Tom, yes. All's the ice cream. I want all of them.
There you go.
But yeah.
But only if you could make it taste decent, not like you were drinking swamp water, right? Because I feel like that would be harsh. I feel like that would be kind of what it would come out as if you just combined all the ice creams. It would just probably come out just tasting disgusting. So
it would be wonderful. It would be like the ultimate slushy from The Simpsons, right?
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. I like that. All right, I think we've got time for one more question. I'm going to take one from Six Crow here. Do you regret adding beans to your stream?
No.
Excellent.
No. The reason why I do beans now is I mean, anybody can do beans. They're fun. In fact, I got to do one right now. Believe it or not, we got somebody close to 100 earlier today that we rated, and I said I would do a bean. And I don't know if I'll have to do the spinner this time, just because I don't have the thing up. But I'll do one of the fiery 5 beans right now.
Hit it.
And I'll do it off the spinner, because the beans to me now is a way to motivate some of the people to go follow somebody and hit that friend button. And I've been using that more as a motivational tool to try and get people to like certain milestones. So, people want to donate bits. That's fine. They don't have to. I'd rather they say click somebody's friend button. I call them friend buttons, not followers, but friend button, and help them out. And I will do a bean for somebody that we tried to help. Very close to 100, by the way. So thank you, Baconators, for doing that earlier today. And of course, it's at Cayenne. So usually you'd hear the music, and then I would go, "Oh, mother effer." We're gonna do Cayenne right now. I'm hoping it's not a Carolina Reaper, but there we go. So there it is, everybody.
All right.
Cayenne. Here it goes. I don't like them. I don't eat the one chip challenge killed me last year. And
God.
I'm planning on doing 2 chips this year. Oh my goodness, that's hot. Woo! Yeah. Woo. Can we get a shout for that person, please? Oh, Mother Stacy wants to know the person.
Yep. She would like to know the person.
It was Nikki Nix.
Nix. All right.
Yeah.
That is excellent. I love this.
Oh my goodness, that's hot. Woo! Yeah,
I don't know you were going to be suffering tonight too.
No, I'm a man of my word. I'll eat beans. That's fine. That's all good.
I love it. I absolutely love it, Pask. Well, hey, this has been an absolute blast getting to talk to you, man. I am absolutely loving this, and I could talk to you all night, but unfortunately, our hour is about up here. But
It's an hour already?
I
Oh my
know
goodness.
it's ridiculous. It's
Let's do,
ridiculous.
well, I'm going to stream it in a little bit. Do you want to just join mine and we'll just keep asking questions?
Oh,
or?
there you go.
Yeah,
So,
Alec the cleric after dark.
oh, nobody wants to see that.
Thank you for having us on there, Alec. You're the bestest. Mwah.
You're welcome, Alec the Tic Tac. We'll talk later, you and I. Dude, this has been absolutely great, but now it's time for the part of the show where I call it the shameless plug portion. So please, where can the audience go to find you, to learn more about you, and support your content?
The main areas there on the screen below me right here. Paskaroni on Twitch. I am on Twitter. That's kind of our if you don't see me on Twitch, it's either my Discord or at Paskaroni _ on Twitch. Again, networking is the key, folks. Just make sure that you keep up with everything on your socials and that. So, and I stream 2 times a day. Afternoons, 12 in the afternoon, 12 to 4 Eastern. And make sure when you're saying those things to people, I'm still trying to give you guys lessons. I don't know why I do this, but make sure you have Eastern in there, or whatever your time zone is, so you can tell people when exactly you're going to be on. And so I go 12 to 4 and then 10 o'clock at night until whenever we decide to shut the stream off. So thank you. I want to thank you. Not enough people look, everybody in chat right now. Everybody in chat right now, you do this right now. Go thank Alec the Cleric for doing this, because, look, this takes a lot of work, folks. It takes a lot of work, and I want everybody right now to put as many emotes. Let's break his stream right now. Break the stream. Break the stream. Come on, guys, do it. Thank you. I appreciate this. I really do. I trust me. Like I said, when I got word that I was going to be on this, I was tickled pink, and I want to thank you immensely for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much, my friend.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And we're going to have you back again, because this has been way too much fun. But it is now time for the confessional to close the curtain on the booth this evening. I want to thank you again, Pask, for being here tonight, and thank each and every one of you there in the chat for being here this evening and asking such awesome questions. If you have questions that we didn't get to, or you have a guest suggestion for us, don't forget to leave a comment below if you are watching this on YouTube later on, or if you are listening to this on your favorite audio podcasting site, please leave us a review. We would love to hear from you. Don't forget to, if you would like to support the show even further, check out patreon.com/theconfessional. On there you can see all of our support tiers that you guys could be a part of, as well as the amazing rewards that would be in store for you. Thank you again, everyone. Remember, be excellent to each other, and we'll see you guys on the next one. You guys take care.